You crack through your shell after months of darkness. That hatch was exhausting, so you rest inside the eggshell for a few hours, losing your egg tooth in the process. At just 16 inches long and less than 100 grams, you are nowhere near living up to that legendary name. But you've already conquered your first challenge. You're alive. Most aren't. The moment you're out of the nest, your instincts take over. Get up a tree. Now, early life is one long game of the floor is lava. And by lava, I mean cannibalistic adults who will eat you without a second thought. So you climb. Fast. You're safe for now. Looking around, you notice a good chunk of your siblings never even made it out of the egg. The trees aren't exactly overflowing with survivors either. You might actually be the lucky one. Better make the most of it. To celebrate your survival, you start ruining everyone else's day. You pick off smaller lizards, insects, and even small birds, fueling your rapid growth over the next few years. You are tiny, ruthless, and surprisingly good at this. Your crusade on tree-dwelling life forms eventually comes to an end as you hit 4 feet in length at around 4 years old. Time to come down from the trees. Definitely by choice. Absolutely not because you have to. Life on the ground is a tough adjustment. The easy pickings from above are gone and you're still small enough to be someone else's meal. But you push through it and hit maturity at around 5 years old. Congratulations! You are now a fully grown adult Komodo dragon, one of the most dangerous predators on the planet. And your problems are just getting started. As you wander around the smallest range of any large carnivore in the world, you flick out your long forked tongue constantly, gathering scent particles and sending them to a special organ in the roof of your mouth for analysis. Your 2 tongue tips work together with a slow side-to-side head movement as you walk, letting you pinpoint the smell of food from several miles away. The system is remarkable. The results, however, are disappointing because all the larger dominant males get first dibs on every kill. You get whatever scraps they leave behind. Welcome to the bottom of the food chain again. As the sun sets, you head out to find somewhere to sleep. Your powerful claws, capable of pinning down prey larger than yourself, are also excellent for digging. You carve out a burrow just big enough for your body, which keeps you warm through the cold night. Being cold-blooded has its advantages. Yesterday's meal will carry you for days since none of that energy goes toward warming your body. The downside? Every single morning you have to lie completely still in the sun just to warm up enough to function. Just lying there, doing absolutely nothing. Honestly, that part sounds fine. But just because you can survive for days without food doesn't mean you want to. You've got a reputation to build. So you decide to hunt something for yourself for once. You disappear into the long grass near an active game trail, going completely still. Waiting. You have 60 serrated teeth coated in iron. Yes, actual iron, making them harder and sharper than almost anything else in the animal kingdom. A deer moves into range. You explode forward at 10 miles per hour, slam into it, open 4 deep lacerations across its neck, and sweep it completely off its feet with one powerful tail swipe. The blood loss is rapid. The end is quick. You did that, all by yourself. If you wanted to push yourself, you could eat up to 80% of your body weight in a single sitting. Today, you settle for a reasonable portion. Still, you earned this one. After the meal, you find a warm patch of sunlight to bask in and help your digestion along. The afternoon is yours. For once, everything feels quiet. Then May arrives. Mating season. Suddenly, every Komodo dragon on the island has the same idea and the same location. The males are everywhere. Enormous, aggressive, and completely insufferable. The larger ones arch their backs and hiss, intimidating the smaller males into backing down immediately. The real contenders rear up on their hind legs, balance on their tails, and go at each other with claws and teeth. Neither one flinches easily. Beneath their scales sit tiny bone plates called osteoderms, a natural flexible chainmail armor built into their skin. The fight is brutal and slow, and eventually one pins the other down. Winner decided. He approaches you. Your pheromones have already told him everything he needs to know. He rubs his chin across your back, his version of romance, and after a few hours of you making him work for it, you finally accept. A few hours after that, he's gone. Off to tell his friends, probably. You're left alone to find a nesting spot. You dig 6 to 7 feet into the side of a slope and deposit your grapefruit-sized, soft, leathery eggs, up to 30 of them, to incubate for 8 or 9 months. You stand guard for a few months and dig several decoy burrows nearby to give them a fighting chance against predators. Then you leave. They're on their own now. That whole process took enormous energy and you need to recover. Besides, you've left enough protein behind. No need to feel guilty. Probably. Days pass and hunger builds. You track down a goat alone, and this time everything goes exactly to plan. You open your jaws nearly 180 degrees, latch on, and use your powerful neck muscles to take it down in minutes. Then the real work begins. You breathe through a special tube at the front of your lower jaw connected directly to your lungs, allowing you to breathe while simultaneously swallowing something enormous. After 10 patient minutes, you've got half of it down. You use a nearby tree trunk to help force the rest in. Your stomach expands. Strong acids get to work breaking down almost everything, bone, hide, all of it. Days later, you regurgitate the indigestible parts as neat, compact gastric pellets. Hair, teeth, gone. Perfect. Now, about that venom question. Scientists have discovered venom glands in your jaw that produce compounds preventing blood clotting, inducing shock, and dropping blood pressure. Impressive on paper. But there's no solid evidence you actually use it on prey, since you typically get the job done long before venom would have time to act. The famous dirty mouth theory, the idea that rotting bacteria between your teeth causes fatal infections in prey, has also been largely debunked. Your teeth are buried deep in your gums so nothing rots between them. You spend around 10 minutes cleaning your mouth after every meal. You carry about as much bacteria as any other carnivore. The real reason wounded prey gets infections is almost certainly because they stagger into feces-filled muddy water with open wounds. But that's their problem. Feeling thirsty after all that, you drop your mouth into a nearby stream and let gravity pull the water down your throat. Simple, effective, refreshing. But even after all of this, the hunting, the eating, the surviving, the island still feels suffocating. Too many males, too little space, too much competition for every single resource. You look out toward the ocean one afternoon and something shifts in your mind. What if there's more out there? You swim. Komodo dragons are powerful swimmers, and you cross a considerable stretch of open ocean before washing up on a new shore. The next few years are extraordinary. Space, food, quiet, everything a Komodo dragon could want. There's just one problem. Your biological instincts are starting to kick in. And there are no males here. Or does that matter? As proven by several individuals in captivity, Komodo dragons can reproduce through parthenogenesis, fertilizing their own eggs without a male. You don't need him. You never did. 9 months later, a new generation appears on your island. You return briefly, not out of sentiment, just hunger, and look at what you've created. Male, 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 male. One female, then one more male. You stare at the ratio and something clicks. You finally understand exactly what happened on the island you left behind, and what will probably happen here too if things don't change. Then again, that's not really your problem, is it?